What's up, guys? It's Ian here. I'm going to do a conversation, review, impressions, big time spoiler talking about that old Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm going to put this out here right from the get go because I'm not putting any timestamps or anything like that. I will be talking spoilers. So, if you haven't finished the game and want to and experience it for yourself from start to finish, which took me close to 100 hours, just storyline stuff, not playing around with the online. I didn't mess with that until I was done with the story. And I didn't even 100% the story stuff. I started to, near the end, started to veer off of doing the side quests and start focusing in on doing the main stuff to get it done. Because, boy, this game took a long time. But I'm going to get into spoilers. So if you want to experience it, then you're going to want to play it. If you're here for just the review and want to know what I think before you play it, I'll go ahead and say it from the get go. It is 2018's Game of the Year, in my opinion. Now, granted, I can't tell you how many games I played that came out in 2018, but for me, that was 2018's Game of the Year. And I hadn't even finished it until we got into 2019. I think I finished it at the end of January. So just keep that in mind when thinking about it. But I thought it was phenomenal. If you played through the first one, you're going to enjoy this one. It does take a long time, but I thought it was really cool. So, with that out of the way, spoilers are coming. They may not be right off the bat, but they're coming. You've been warned. Here we go. Also, you guys are going to have to bear with me. I'm going to be taking swigs of Gatorade. I'm on some allergy medication right now, and it's really drying out my throat, so it's making it hard to record these. If you didn't know, I recorded a review for Alita Battle Angel, the movie. So go check that out. That's worth a watch because it's my pretty face, my handsome voice, shit like that. So here we go. Let's get into it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel. Takes place before Red Dead Redemption 1. I know, that's fucking crazy. Whatever. You play as Arthur Morgan, who is a member of Dutch's band, but Dutch's gang, whatever you want to call it. So if you remember in Red Dead Redemption 1, the whole idea is that you had to go around and find all the guys from Dutch's old gang and either kill them or bring them in. Well, this is where you get to know Dutch's gang. John Marston showed up really early in the game. Like, let me put it to you this way: everybody that is connected to the internet and knows about Red Dead Redemption 2 probably already knows there's a snow level, and it's the first level. It is one of the most irritating fucking things ever. It is a slog, literally. But when they had me go out on a mission to find John Marston, and I heard the original voice actor that did John Marston back in Red Dead Redemption 1, dude, I almost cried. I'm not even gonna lie. The fact that I heard that guy getting to do that role again, man, it made me so happy. So happy. Because, I mean, also, Polygon went out and did an interview with him after Red Dead Redemption, and it didn't seem like things ended up too well for him. But I'm so glad that he got a chance to come back and do it again. And I hope there's like more games that they could. If I could make a game, I would make a game just to put these two guys in it, Arthur Morgan and John Marston. And much like in the Alita review, I didn't take the time to look up the actual voice actors' names. I should have done that. That would have been the nice thing to do. If you know what they are, put them down in the comments below. Thanks. I appreciate that. We'll pin them. But yeah, so it's man, it was one of these things where playing it like right when it came out in October, it was starting to get a little cold, and you're playing in the ice, snowy area. In fact, I think I started it during our Extra Life playthrough, but so it is a bit of a slog to kind of get going and things start kind of moving along. What I did to really kind of get into it is I treated it as if it was like a Wild West simulator. Like you were like put yourself in that place, man. Like you're part of that gang. You got to help make the money to move on to the next plan to get the fuck out of there. Because you got to have a plan and you got to have money to execute the plan. Um, but so it's one of these things where every time I'd leave camp in the morning. Well, first I'd wake up. I'd do the chores around the camp that I could, because that will actually give you experience in like your Deadeye or other things along those lines, which you're going to need to max those out as long as you go into the game, because the more you can do with the Deadeye, the better. Um, So I would do every little chore that I could to kind of boost that up, and then from there I'd go out and do a couple of missions, and then as the sun was starting to come down, I'd actually come back to camp. And on the way back to camp, I'd I'd cap a couple of deers and bring them in for food for the crew, and then I'm trying to help take care of them and do all the little remedial tasks around the place, and then the story starts to kind of pick up. You start to get introduced to past love interests of Arthur Morgan, where this fucking bitch, man, I'm sorry, right? Ooh, this fucking bitch. I can't stand her. It's one of these situations where every time she had a difficult situation, she would reach out to Arthur and be like, I need you to help me with this. You are a sweet and innocent man. And, well, not innocent, but you are a sweet man and you have a kind heart. And I know that you will help me. And please, thank you so very much. It would mean the world to me. You remember when we loved each other? It was fantastic and nice. I loved it when we loved each other. Then, right after you fucking finish it, she's all like, you'll never be anything different than a scoundrel or an outlaw. You should change your life. You should go off. One of these days you're gonna get shot down. You're gonna be killed by these people. It's like, fuck you, bitch, man. I just helped you save your brother from a twisted cult of turtle worshipping fuck faces. Okay? Don't fucking turn on me like that. Where's my dog? Is she freaking out? No, she's just chilling out back there. I get loud and she starts to freak out a little bit. So there you go, and that shit happens a few times throughout the game where she comes back to you and she's like, I need your help, I need your help. Then you help her and she's like, you a fucking dick. And it's like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. If I had the option to just shoot her in the fucking face and not deal with it, I would have shot her in the fucking face and not dealt with it. I'm sure you probably could, but I wanted the high honor. That's what I wanted because apparently I got a secret ending that I didn't know about. I got the deer ending, if you know what that is. Like, we'll get there. But so I mean, there's those little things. There's other little missions that you run into. There's apparently a time traveler that you bump into. I couldn't find any of the rock carvings, so I didn't finish that mission out. You find a guy that basically is Nikola Tesla, and he makes a Frankenstein monster robot guy. So that was cool. I didn't get very far with that one either. That was one of the ones that kind of started going late stage, and I kind of gave up on it because I was like, man, I think I was in like chapter 5 and I was like, fuck, I want to get done with this goddamn game. And Saint Denis can go fuck a dick, alright? Excuse me. Oh my god, that fucking town. I hate that fucking town. I hate that fucking town so much, it's not even funny. Fucking shit. You go in there and you do a mission and you're lucky enough not to fucking irritate the cops. But then all of a sudden, some woman starts like, hey, baby, you want a date? You want to get some fuck on or some shit? And then you're like, wait a second, I know you. And she's like, no, excuse me, he's bothering me, he's bothering me. And then the fucking cops get called, and all of a sudden you're fucking running for your life from Saint Denis, which this game looks fucking amazing, beautiful, fucking love it, very photographic. I loved it. The thing that I hated about it is that the fucking weird fog and then the sun lighting up the fog and making it hard to fucking see is a pain in the ass, especially when you're trying to get out of Saint Denis. Because you're riding into it. You can't see where the road is going. You're basically having to fucking play by the map. You have to just play Pac-Man on the map to get out of town. My fucking throat. I'm getting all worked up. I probably shouldn't. Hold on. This review is not brought to you by Gatorade, but Glacial Freeze. That's the shit right there. That's what I'm talking about. Would you fucking focus? Never mind. Fuck it. So that's one of the gripes I had about it is Saint Denis was just a fucking it felt like it was there to just fucking stop me. Every time I was doing something, I felt like I was just getting stopped. I literally was trying my damnedest to avoid doing missions in Saint Denis, but there's a whole fucking chapter in that, and chapters get long when you get to that one. So I was glad when I got out of that, but once I got out of that is when you really kind of start getting into the shit. When Arthur starts showing that he's sick. And we all know, I stated at the beginning of this, that this was a prequel to the first game. So we never talked about Arthur in Red Dead Redemption 1. Never, which I kind of think is a missed opportunity. There should have been like a mention of like a father figure within the group other than Dutch. Because really they only talked about Dutch all that much. I didn't do that intentionally, by the way. This is not scripted. I don't write the script down. That's why I'm going off tangents. And I've skipped from the beginning of the game to like damn near the end of the game. But so, Arthur gets sick. He gets tuberculosis. And you kind of, like, after a certain mission where you have to deal with somebody that has tuberculosis, you start to kind of see it evolve in him. Like, there's certain spots where he just kind of stops and has a little cough or something along those lines, and then eventually it just gets worse and worse. Like, you watch him go from being fine to being fucking sick. Like, by the end of the game, it looked like his fucking head was a skull with a beard. Very awesome beard and long hair. If you didn't know, I made my guy have a beard and long hair because why the fuck not? Would I not have my Arthur look like that? That's right, I said my Arthur. That's why I hate watching clip shows because no Arthur looks like my Arthur. But so you go through the process of him getting sick, and then you get to see, like, if you've done everything correctly in a certain kind of way, shape, or form. I think this particular storyline was like a secret path that I didn't even know existed because I was just doing the game the best I could, trying to get the highest honor. After a while, I mean, first I had to make sure I had some money in the first couple of chapters. You know, you got to do that. So I got to the point where I was doing a mission trying to redeem myself to a particular family that I had wronged, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like at some point you're telling them I'm fucking sick and I'm dying, and they're like, well, my fucking husband was sick and dying, you didn't fucking give a shit then. And he's like, I know, I'm not asking you to give a shit about it, I'm just telling you, take this fucking money, bitch, and get the fuck out of here, it's not safe. But man, I mean, God, it's such a beautiful game. It's really beautiful, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk about horses, balls, or shit. I guess I just did. But, ooh, excuse me. It is one of these things where it's one of those games that you got to be willing to give yourself into. Like, you got to give it the time that it needs to play it all the way through. If you really want to experience the full thing, you got to kind of just be the cowboy and play it. That's the dumbest thing I think I could say in that spot, but that's that's right. That's exactly what you got to do. Is you got to get in there and you got to be the cowboy. You got to fucking shovel some shit. You got to fucking walk through the mud. There was one time I was playing the game very early on. I want to say it was like chapter 1 or 2, and you're in the city of Valentine, I think it was, and I had just found the place where you could take a bath because my guy looked fucking ratty. So I had him go take a bath, and I come out and I go to the bar because that's where the next mission is. And it basically leads into a tutorial about doing the fist fights. Well, they drag me out into the street, and I fucking fight this guy in the mud. So not only did I just spend $1 fucking getting all washed up nice, I fucking just got messed up. What's really cool though is the guy actually reacted to the fact that I just took a bath. He called me pretty boy. But my guy already had like a pretty decent beard going, kind of short hair, but still it was one of these things where it's like, that's kind of cool. You guys reference that? They do give you the option to also change the clothing, which of course I found a red and black get up that I really liked and just had him roll in that. There are aspects similar to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild where certain areas of the map you do need to be wearing thicker clothing, certain areas of the map you don't want to be wearing thicker clothing. Um, God damn, what else is there? I mean, it's just really beautiful. The horses were fucking awesome. Oh my god! Oh, there were times when, like, inevitably you're going to run into a tree with your horse, or hit another horse with your horse, or something along those lines, and your horse can die. Can just fuck off and die to the point where it's like that horse is gone. So if you went and tracked down one of the legendary horses and you didn't take the fucking care of it, fuck that. The horse is gone. You fucked off and died, which that's gonna lead to a scene that drove me to tears near the end. Um, excuse me, allergies. So so the screams that they would make in those situations, dude, that was heart wrenching. There was one time when I was in Saint Denis, I was trying to leave out of that town as quick as I could, and the cops kept shooting at me, but they kept hitting my horse. And eventually, I got off the horse, revived it because you do have, you can revive as long as you have the medicine to do it. Revived the horse, and then I ran the fucking other direction because I was like, if these guys are going to shoot at anybody, shoot at my ass. My ass can come back to life. This horse was probably going to die at some point, and this is one of the elite horses. I don't want to lose this fucker. Uh, that was actually the one where. No, I was going to say that was the one where the whore started yelling at me, but no, that was one where a guy pickpocketed me. So I went and got his ass and got my money plus some back. And of course, four people saw it, ran in four different directions, told four different cops. They told two cops. They told two cops, and now I've got the entire fucking city of St. Denis bleeding police officers all over me. And it was just, it was a terrible time. I was screaming at the top of my lungs at the game. I didn't do anything. Motherfucker picked my pocket, and I just wanted my money back. My dog was freaking the fuck out. And I'm sure if anybody was walking by my house, they heard that. And that's the thing. Boy, I'm getting long-winded with this, and I don't know how much longer I'm going, but strap in if you're here for it because I'm trying to let you guys know this is a great game. It's a really wonderful piece. I'm glad. I'm glad they took the time that they did to put it out. Now there was some controversy around all the man hours that went into it, all the 100-hour weeks and things along those lines. I do agree with certain people that video game companies probably need to look at unionizing because I don't need to have it like right now. If the game needs to take some time to be made, take the time to make the game. But don't burn out your people. Don't do that. Don't drive them to like was it Sakurai, the guy that works on Smash Brothers. He went to the hospital after finishing one of the Smash Brother games. That's not necessary. I understand you got shareholders and shit like that got to meet this stuff, but come on, man. If at a certain point, if you keep working people to the bone like that, something along the line is going to fall apart. And when it's something as big as a game like this, there's going to be a domino effect. Something's going to break, and everything's going to start to break. So let's kind of take a step back. Programmers are people too. Let's treat them like that. If you need to delay something, delay it. As Miyamoto says, a rushed game is never good, but the delayed game always has the potential to be. Let the games take their time. Like, I'm not even mad that Metroid Prime 4 has been delayed. Like, actually, they started over. They gave it back to Retro, so that's cool. But it is one of those things where, like, I'm a little sad because I'm not going to get to see it as soon as I wanted to see it. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, just give me the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Switch, and then we'll be fine. We'll be great. But I'm not talking about Metroid. I'm not talking about Nintendo. I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. I honestly haven't played any of the online. I started to get into it, but it was one of those things where it's like, man, I just spent 100 hours doing this. I don't think I could really take the time to get back into it. I mean, it's a great game. I think the mechanics and everything worked well for things that were in there. It was super enjoyable. It was one of those games where just about every day I thought about, okay, can I get home? Can I get a few hours in before I got to do this? I got to do that. My son was going to bed. It's like, okay, I'm gonna play some Red Dead, but I got to play with the headphones on because it's a Rockstar game, and I don't need him walking out at some point and hearing Arthur Morgan going, "You fucking whore," or some shit like that. By the way Arthur Morgan says "sure" is just, it's butter, straight fucking butter. I'm sure there's a compilation of it on YouTube, so just do a thing. Um, but it's a phenomenal game. I do Okay, so here we go. I'm getting into it. I'm getting into the end game stuff. As I stated, Arthur Morgan ends up with tuberculosis, so we know he's not going to make it through the end of the game. So he dies, much like John Marston did in the first game. And at the end of the first game, when John Marston dies, you take over playing as his son. And nobody liked that. I didn't like that. As soon as I finished the final mission as Jack Marston, I shut that fucking game off and started Undead Nightmare or whatever the thing was. I need to just restart that game because that game is also really fucking awesome. That's the game of the generation for the 360 PlayStation 3 in my opinion. But getting down into it, it's being able to play as him again at the end, setting up the farm that he has in Red Dead Redemption 1. It's really fucking awesome. Um, it's an amazing piece of work. It is an awesome bit of storytelling. There are certain things that just happen within the gang that you can see. Like I think I shared it on my Instagram, but there was a picture where you could tell that the gang was kind of separating down the middle. There's this great picture that I got where all the guys that are kind of on Morgan's side are sitting around a campfire, and all the guys that are on Dutch's side are kind of in the shadows. And it's so beautiful the way this stuff was set up. I mean, everybody that worked on this game, again, I'm not going to harp on this, so this will be my last time I'm talking about it. Everybody that worked on this game, they deserve all the praise, all the props. I mean, without every single fucking person that put their hands on it, this game would not be as awesome as it is. Every single fucking person. Great fucking game. It is an amazing piece of work. 10 out of 10. 2 thumbs up, 5 gold stars, 4 banana stickers. I don't know what you want to say. It's a great fucking game. If you haven't played it and you haven't interested in it, check it out. This is going over 20 minutes long. It's a fucking awesome game. It really is. I just shit. I don't know if there's anything else I can really say. I mean the horse riding mechanics, once you get them down, they're fucking awesome. Shooting's okay. I mean, it does that like pop and lock kind of thing, like Call of Duty. Um, there are some instances where, trying to turn the horse, you got to understand that you're not controlling the horse, you're controlling the rider controlling the horse. So you'll try to do one thing and the horse won't really do exactly what you wanted to do, but then you just got to compensate for it. Like, there's plenty of times that I was pulling away from a post and I did a couple of quick circles before I finally figured out where the fuck I was and walked off. There were plenty of times I got kicked in the head by a horse too. It's just there's so much that goes on in that world that you can get involved with. Like, I saved a guy from a snake bite like probably 3 fucking times. Of course, I got some free guns out of it because he fucking does that. That's the way to get guns. By the way, don't buy guns in the game. You'll get most of the guns throughout the game just by doing the missions and helping people like that. Eventually, you'll get all the good guns. I don't think I ever bought a single gun, but there's probably more guns in the game that I don't have. So, but it's also one of those things where I wish in that game, in that mechanic, even though I have all the guns, I want to go in and mark some to be like, hey, these just show me these guns. I want to have the guns for my completionist bullshit, but I want to mark these so that when I'm like going through the reticle or the weapon wheel, whatever you want to call it, it's like, okay, here's your sniper rifle, here's your pump action shotgun, here's your hunting rifle, here's your double barrel shotgun, that kind of thing. I just want those to be down here. Here's your bow and arrow. Here's the 2 pistols that you like, and don't fucking move those. Um, that kind of thing. If I could just set them flat out like that. Because it's one of these things where getting into the realism of it, if you're riding along, if you're walking to your horse and you have a hunting rifle and a shotgun on your back, and you get on your horse, at a certain point, he's going to take them off and he's going to put them on the horse. And eventually it's going to be like, okay, you didn't have them. You took them off and put them on the horse. So you have to go back to the horse to get those items. So that was really cool. But it was also really frustrating because I had to start memorizing the names of the exact guns that I wanted to hold on to, which I guess I should have had to, but I shouldn't have had to because if I was actually that cowboy, I would only have those handful of guns on there. Um, let's see, what else? Not a lot of cougars in this one comparatively to the first one, which I commend. There were plenty of times, though, that I would hear that cougar wow and then fuck off, I would ride. Ride hard, too, because again, the horse can die, so I don't care if Morgan died because he could come back to life. The horse, not so much. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I need to worry about the horse. I need to worry about Arthur. I don't want to fucking die. But I did kill a few of those, and that was good. What else? What else? What else? Jeez, I don't know, man. It's just it's such a big game. It's such a beautiful game. I don't have a 4K TV, so I didn't play. Well, I don't have an Xbox X. Xbox One X, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't play it in 4K. I bet it looks fucking amazing. But I mean, even on my system, even when I was streaming it, people were like, "God damn, this game looks amazing." So it's a great game. It's a really good story. I I strongly suggest it, even at the $60 price tag. Again, it took me about 100 hours to get through, and that's just the story stuff. So it is kind of one of those things where, man, you are going to get some good bang for your buck. Bang bang. That's funny. So, like I said, 10 out of 10. 5 gold stars, 4 banana stickers, 2 thumbs up, whatever you want to call it. Fantastic piece of work. You guys should definitely check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, no, give it a go. And let me know what you think. Down in the comments, tell me you're a fucking idiot. It's a dumb game. You're an idiot. I'll delete those. But, just let's have a conversation down there talking about that. Also, go check out the review for Alita Battle Angel. I think I tried to keep it very spoilery free. So check that out if you haven't seen that video, check that out. And then we can have a conversation in that comments, and we should be having a cast coming up here soon. I think we're finally all three going to have a video game to talk about. It's probably going to be the exact same one. I just don't know how many of us are playing it on the same system to be able to play together. So, without without further ado, thank you for sitting through this 25-minute long ramble about how beautiful and awesome Red Dead Redemption 2 is. It's still a fantastic game. Um, I appreciate it if you made it this far. So, hit that subscribe, join the Facebook group Late Night Enforcers slash Facebook group slash .com. Again, I don't prep this shit. This is all off the fly, so I probably should have looked up what the group actual tag is, but it's Late Night Enforcers. Just look it up. We'll see you there, and we can start to put together groups for Apex, Anthem, not Fortnite. I mean, maybe some people could put together stuff for Fortnite. I'm not doing it. Tetris 99. That's a whole nother conversation altogether. But thank you again for watching this. I really do appreciate it. So let's get out there, have some guns, let's have some guns. Let's play some games. Let's have some fun. Let's have a conversation down in the comments. I don't know. I'm being dumb now. It's late at night for me. I'm hopped up on Benadryl because these allergies are fucked up. Have a good one. Take it easy, guys.